Hello everybody, I'm Mr. Saturday and I hope you are having a beautiful, wonderful day. My day is going fantastic and welcome to the Back to Beta server. Now, I have an awesome idea for today, and as you can see, we are at Box Player's base. Now, we're going to be doing something pretty cool here, and I think it's kind of funny. So, tucked away in this little cove that's kind of hard to see from like multiple directions, so you kind of have to go out of your way a little bit to see this. I'm going to build a desert temple here, like the Minecraft desert temple, and I think that would be pretty funny because they didn't exist in this version and they came out just a little bit after this. I'm going to build the old school one with the wool and everything, and I think it's going to be pretty dope. So we're going to go ahead and get started right here. So if you want to build one of these, or if you're like wanting to build along to one of these, I am going to give like a step-by-step of this, right? So what you're going to need is a 21 by 21 area, and I'm going to build the one that's a little bit recessed into the ground a bit, so you can actually walk into the door without jumping up a block to get into the door. So when you got your 21 by 21 done, whether you're building it a block up and you're filling all of this in, or you got a block down like I do, we're going to start off with the front. We're going to start off with the two towers. Now, the two towers are a 5 by 5 by like 9 tall, I'm pretty sure. So we're going to start like here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then over here, another 5. So 2, 3, 4, 5. And that will be the facing of one tower. And then this thing's only got 2 towers, so we need it over here as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, when you got the little boxes connected like this, right, you got your little squares, we're going to go up 9 tall, and then we're just going to build like a wired frame. Now, when you have both of your wired frames built up, we're going to go ahead and fill in the top. We just go ahead and do this right here. And on the middles of each side, we're going to place a slab like that. Now, I do think it's originally a stair, but we don't have stairs or sandstone stairs in beta. So we're just going to go ahead and do this right here. And we're going to go ahead and fill in this little square right here. And it should look something like that. And we're going to do that for both sides. Now, the back of these towers, we're probably just going to go ahead and fill them in. I might knock a hole into them later, depending on if we do that little bit where you can actually walk through and like down the stairs and stuff. We'll have to see. But for right now, we could go ahead and just fill this in because it's solid. It has no design on the back of it whatsoever. Just go ahead and do that for both towers. Now, for this next bit, we don't have the chiseled sandstone, so I'm going to replace it with sand. This is about as close as I could get with it. And we're going to do the little patterns that are on the front and sides right here. So this first bit is sandstone, and we're going to have 2 orange wool like this, 2 sand to either side of that. And then on top right here, we're going to have another orange wool, another one, a sand, and then it's sand, sand, orange wool. And then we got this cool U shape that goes around this way, which I might, yeah, I'm in the way of. So we'll go ahead and water down like so. And we just got to fill one more sand up. So we're going to pillar up there the moment this water lets me go. We got a wool here and a sand here. And this is what it should look like when you're done. And we're going to do this to all of the outer sides, right? So it's not on the insides right here, but on the outer sides of the 2 towers, we're going to repeat this same design and pattern. Now, if you're following along, yours should be right, but I accidentally miscounted mine. So I had to go up 1 extra block, but there is a sand bit here where there is some chiseled sand or whatever it's called, smooth sand or whatnot, the one with the line in it. There's like a row of it up there that we're also placing sand on top of the orange. So if you were following it right and you did like the 9 tall like you were supposed to instead of 8 like I did, you should have the room to put that up there. So when you got your towers done and they're looking like this, you need to find the middle of your platform in the front, you know, aligned with the wall right here. And what we're going to do is when you find that middle, we're going to go 1 block and then place one, and then we're going to go over one block and then place one. So there should be like a little gap in the middle right there. When you have those ready, we want to bring these up by 4. So we'll do 2, 3, 4, and then we want to bring them straight across to the other. So they'll connect at the top right here, like that. Now this is normally that cut sandstone or whatever it's called, the smoother bit one. But since we're dealing with, you know, sand on that part, we're just going to have to sacrifice it and make it sandstone. But the rest of this that's going on top is going to be sand and wool. So get back on top of your arch, and once you're on top of it, we're going to go sand, wool, sand, wool again, and then sand again. And then starting on top of this wool, we're just going to bring the sand on over like this. And that will be the Desert Temple archway. Still sticking with the front, we're going to go 1, 2, 3 here with the sand. And this is also another one of those smooth bits, but we're not going to be able to put sand there. We're going to have to sacrifice it. And we're going to need another row here. So there is the door. It's looking pretty cool so far. Now on these sides right here, you're going to take your regular sandstone, and I think it's going to go up by 1, 2, and then 3. Like that. So it's going to match with the door frame right here, and you just want to fill all of this in like so, and do this for both sides. Now we're going to do a little bit more with the sides and back. So what you want to do is you want to find this block right here. So you have your bottom block here, because you know I sunk mine in by 1. You want to go 1 in, and you want to start there, and you want to bring it up by 4. So you got 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And then you want to extend this guy out by 7. So you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. Now we're going to go ahead and just fill this in a little bit. You know, just have it built up. Like this. And then we're going to go all the way, I'm pretty sure it's to the edge right here. So we're going to go to the edge and just kind of fill this in as well. Do I have any more on me? I sure do. And once we have this, we are going to mirror it on the other side over there. So we're going to be building this same exact thing on that side. And depending on what difficulty you play in, you may have to light some of this up as you're building it. On the back to beta, we're on hard mode. So I'm definitely going to put a couple of torches on the inside of here to keep from getting surprises. So once you have both of these done right and they're looking like this, we are going to go ahead and try to start on the back of the pyramid shape. And the point is to eventually make it to this where it wraps around to the other one. So continuing off of this, we're going to just bring it all the way around. And each time you go up, you want to go like up and in a block. So we'll go ahead and get this one all the way around. And then the next one will start right here. So it'd be like that right there. And then we're just going to staircase it up. Also, like I said, if you're in survival and you have it on a difficulty that can kill you, make sure you put lights in this thing so you don't get any creeper surprises. Sandstone and sand is really weak. It will blow up everything. So it should look something like this. You have your little staircase up. Even the corners of these connect like they're supposed to. It loops just around to where it connects. You will have little holes here. Just go ahead and fill them in with a sandstone just to get them out of the way. You may need a temporary block for this next bit, but we're gonna, the very edge right here, right? We're gonna go in by 1, and we're gonna use our sandstone and go up, like making a doorway pretty much. So we're gonna go up by a couple, and then bring it on over like this. And yeah, we're just gonna do that right there. I lost my train of thought for a second there. I'm pretty sure that's the right size. I'm kind of winging that door frame. So once you have the door frames on both sides, we should be able to go ahead and finish up the pyramid bit a little bit. So we want to bring this guy to the very edge where like the corners touch, and then we want to bring it on over straight across this way. Now this is the fun bit. I'm going to try to do this without messing it up, right? Or falling and losing the rest of my hearts. And when it comes to staircasing it, so you want to leave the doorway alone, right? But still continue the pyramid pattern. So you don't want to put the blocks in the way of the door frame or you won't be able to walk in it. And then we'll do that again. You know, we'll go up one more. Yeah, this way. And then place it right here. You also want to continue the pyramid shape in the back as well, just doing the same thing where you're bringing it on up. So when it comes to this door frame right here, because we have this square kind of doing its thing, we're just going to go ahead and fill the backs in like that, and that'll close that little gap up on both sides. And we can continue to stack up our pyramid all the way up until we have like a 1 block hole in the middle. So you should get to a point like this where it's just like a little hole in the middle. We're going to go ahead and leave that alone. And everything should be looking like the desert pyramid. Now, like I said, if you're building this 1 block above ground, you didn't sink it in like I did, yours is going to be a slightly taller than mine. But it should be looking something like this, where we have a very beta looking Minecraft desert temple. Now we just got to finish up this front end right here. Now we are on top of our walls right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring these back to, I'm pretty sure, to about right here. Yeah, we're going to bring them back to about right there. And then we're going to stop when we get to the edge of the door right here. So we just really want these 3 brought on back. And we're going to do this on both sides. So we're going to take this and we're going to bring it on over as well. Oh, ran out of blocks. Yeah, to about right there. That looks about right. And then on this last little bit, we're going to staircase it down by 1. I'm pretty sure it goes down by 1 more right here. And we're just going to bring that way on over here. Yeah, that looks about right. Now, for this middle bit, I'm pretty sure this middle bit is lifted by 1. I think it follows along this right here. So we're going to just fill it in like this. And you know what? That looks about right. That either is right or it's close enough. And on the sides over here, we're just going to go ahead and fill these in. There's no designs. There's no doorway or anything on the outside right here. So we're just going to fill this bit in like that. And do the same on this one over here. So now we're going to come on to the inside of this thing, right? And we're going to try to find the center, which is super easy because we have a hole that kind of tells us where the center is. You can use coordinates for this, or you know, you could try to count it out. But I'm pretty sure, yep, it should also be in line with the doorways if you're wanting to check that as well. That is the center. And once you have the center, you want to go ahead and skip a block to either side like this. Right, so 1 block and then place an orange, then 1 block, place orange, 1 block, place orange, and then these, all of these are going to be 2s. So you want to make like a little cross shape like this on the ground. And then once you have those, you want to go to the diagonals right here and go ahead and place these little bits of the diagonals. Now this is normally where like the little, you know, treasure / trap room is, and if you want to go ahead and dig that out and like do this again, you can. Just make sure like this is sandstone and not sand like I have in here. But yeah, that's the little diamond shape. So the next thing that we're going to do now that we have this out of the way is we're going to go ahead and start on the second floor, which is just like right here. And we want to fill this in all but like the 3x3 hole that you see right there, right? So we got the pretty much the top square. We want to fill all of that in except for the top square. You can start in on one side like I did and then trace the 3x3 in the middle right here out. That way you can go ahead and just not worry about accidentally filling it in. And continuing more work on the inside, we're going to go ahead and fix these walls right here. You're just going to bring them up to like this, and I'm pretty sure the door is on the inside and not the outside. I think that looks about right. So if we walk in right and turn this way, yeah, that's right. That's it. We're gonna do the same on this side because both of the towers are the same. We're gonna have the little doors doing this, and I'm pretty sure we can get rid of that bit. Is it hollow like that? This might be filled in, but I can't fully remember. But we can knock this out, and this is where we would put the door. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and fill this in because this does look kind of weird, and I'm pretty sure it's filled in. We're going to fill it in like that. We're going to bring it on across like this, And we're going to do the same for the other tower, where we're going to get rid of its bottom like so. Go ahead and bring this in and fill it all the way around. Now, we do have a little doorway issue that I'm not entirely too sure how we're going to do without stairs, or like sandstone stairs. So we could try something like this, where it's slab, full block. It's probably better to do a slab there, and then full block again. So we'll like pillar up with like a little full block, so you'll have to walk around like this way. And then if we knock out right here and here, that should line up all right. So we'll have slab there, right? Or is that going to be a full block? See, this is where the staircase would come in, right? Because then you would staircase up this way, and that would make it a little bit better. But to make it look not so weird on the inside, we're going to leave that as a full block, so you'll have like a little jump in order to get up there. That's going to have to do. Unfortunately, we do have some limitations to that. So we're just going to copy this same design into the other tower so we could do the same thing. So we're going to mess with the decoration bits on the insides now. And really all that is we're going to finish these little beams off this way. So we'll bring that one on over. And then you want to bring this one on over. I'll have to move my torches that I had here. But you'll just continue it off this way. And we want to do this for both sides. So we have this over here that we want to continue all the way over here. And this one as well. It should look something like that. And if I remember correctly, we're going to need to knock out maybe something like this. Right? I think there's like a little 2-block gap thing in the middle there on both of these sides all the way up. Okay, I had to go figure this out. So yeah, you go from this back wall right here, you'll just go 1, 2, and then place, and it should line up right there. And then it's every other block to make that look just a little bit better. And you'll come up to this piece right here, and we'll just go ahead and fill this all in like so, because we don't have those blocks in beta. And yeah, that actually works out pretty good. We don't even have to mess with the rest of that. And you want to do the same on this side. And once you have all of those done and it's looking similar to this, we're going to find the corners right here. So pretty much like the corners of the square here, or if you're doing it from the floor, just like the edges of your diamonds in the diagonal. And we're just going to pillar up with sand, because this is also more of that cut sandstone that we don't have. So there we go. We have our very beta desert temple going on right here. So we have our beta Minecraft desert temple. I think it's looking pretty cool. I don't know when Boxblayer will notice this. He may notice it soon. It might be a while. We'll never know. But that is pretty neat. I like doing stuff like this right here. This is pretty cool. Maybe next we'll build like a jungle temple somewhere. That is all the time I have for in today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it and had as much fun as I have. I will see all of you in the next one. Bye.